Hi, I'm Seamless, and today is Saturday, which means I'm streaming live. Most people should be aware of this. I put all the messages out and all that good stuff, so people who are here live, yay for you. People who are watching this on YouTube, yay for you guys too, because honestly, YouTube happened first. So, today we're going to continue to work on the electro track. I have here currently with me Shaun Law and Buddygirl.
Hello.
Say hi. Shaun said hi.
Hello.
There you go. And we're expecting Muzzy at some point, but his life is technical difficulties, which is sad. We mourn his computer.
Yes.
But yes, he may be along eventually.
R.I.P. Muzzy computer.
Indeed. So,
Okay.
if you were here last week, you should recognize, or the last 4-ish weeks, you should recognize this project, which is just about almost actually kind of done. We left off having made some interesting changes to things as suggested by our wonderful panel of producers, like that they're Peggio. And what
like
is
that they're
Seamless
Peggio.
styled his hair into a whale? I do have enough hair to do that, but I don't think I have enough hair gel. Actually, I haven't used hair gel in like 13 years. Someone in the chat in the pre-show wanted me to look at the ARP speed change thing, so I'm going to point that out real fast. This here is the ARP. Now, for any given plugin, there's usually a number of ways to do ARPing. In Harmer, you can actually do it like directly. Like, I forget how, because it's not something I do often. And this is because most of the time when I do ARPs, I do it in the function tab of the channel settings window, which actually works on any plugin, including third-party plugins, because it works. It's what's referred to as a voice effect, which is something that is basically just re-triggering MIDI data. And also it has this echo and delay thing, and it does that there too. Like, so if you hit a note and there's a delay, like an echo, it's actually playing the note again and again and again, just quieter and quieter kind of thing. Also changing pitch and all that good stuff, so it's the sort of thing it does that works across any other plugin. So there's also an ARP section. And the default settings are to have it on auto, which means that when you play a chord, instead of playing the chord, it just arpeggios that chord, and you say how many times you want to or how far up the register you want to go. And there's also a time and a gate option. So like the shortness you're hearing in this sound right now is a function of the gate. And then of course you can also control the time. Now, these can be automated, which is nice. And I have done that here, which I guess is this. So over here we have arpeggio time envelope and arpeggio gate, these two here. These were here first. This was already doing it before we got to arpeggio territory, which is these guys, controlling chorus levels and reverb decay envelopes and stuff like that. What's also cool is that after this part happens, I introduce a new ARP, which is actually the same ARP, only a different channel with a new ARP setting. This ARP is actually changing direction, so instead of going down, it's going up. It's also muted right now because it comes in. And such. And people are talking about my name for some reason. And someone's telling the tale of gay whales.
Do you also see there's a Facebook page for Seamless's beard hair now?
That was fast.
Are you serious?
Very
How many likes
serious.
does it have? 3?
Already?
It has 4 likes already.
Or is this an old thing?
I doubt it's old.
It says it says church religious organization.
Will I release this on Black Octopus? If by that you mean will I sell the FLP? Probably. Black Octopus itself is not a label. It doesn't actually sell music. It's like samples and stuff. But I might put this FLP up. I'm probably going to sell it, honestly, because I like money. The track is likely going to be free, just because I like free music. Anyway, so that's what's up with the art business. But now that we've covered that, let's get back to actually working on it. So let's play through. I'm going to play through up to here, because this is just a copy of it all over there, because I haven't made changes to it yet. So from the beginning, here we go. Jesus fuck, guy. And then it rises and repeats. It's kind of like rinse and repeat, only rise and repeat. All right. Why is everything freaking out? This project is not even that complicated. It's not. There's like no samples in it. And am I already triple buffered? I am. I don't want to increase to 1024, but I might have to. That would dick up the stream if I do that. Okay, whatever. I'll just have to take it slow.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Indeed. So the first thing I want to change is over here where the arpeggio lets out the release, the reverb tail is not tonic. And it sounds weird to me. So this might be solved by bringing in... What?
It's what?
It's not tonic.
Oh.
It lets out with the tail with the chord before, and then it hangs over on the downbeat, and it conflicts.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and this might be solved by bringing in the ARP, the new ARP, faster. So let's find out. Truncated notes. You failed me. That's all right. It's a little better. She is Buddygirl living in a buddy world. So says the chat. Okay. That's fine for now. I heard some discrepancies in the drop. First one is here. Don't want that. That worked. And the guitar tone could be tweaked a little bit. I believe I tried to harmonize with that and it didn't sound too good. So I won't attempt that again, but that's the superior drummer doing it over there. Kind of a thing. Dun 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 dun. Alright, so pretty much this whole first half I'm okay with for now. So now we need to make changes in the second half. Is Muzzy still working on computers?
Yes, he is.
That is his lot in life. Until
What?
I said that's his lot in life until he fixes it. Doomed forever.
Yes. He's working on it.
Gay ShamWows. You guys are taking this. Oh no, is your Skype exploding?
No, it's not exploding. I just got one person. But he posted my name in the chat. Awesome.
Oh, ass. Don't do
That's
that.
okay.
George, get on that shit. Yeah. All right. So coming into this, I want to hit something different. What did I have a break right here? I had the glitching good time, which actually is not in the second half. So I want to incorporate that in there. Actually, I
Please
don't know
no
all
Shaun
that.
Wow pages.
ShamWow.
I'm saying Shaun Wow.
Oh. Shaun, wow. Man, everyone's a comedian. Now, one of these is the time slot, and I want to change them for the second half. They're both time slots. There's 2 time slots. I guess change tension, since the range is still what I wanted the first time. That weirdly sounded like that's because that happened. Wow.
There's a Buddy High page now.
My
Are you
God.
serious?
These people are Facebook into this, as you said, yes. This needs to be sharper.
I do like the all Shaun no wow. That's actually kind of funny.
God, you guys are insane.
Man, my stuff is lagging hard on this project. I'm gonna be kind of glad when I'm done with it and we can get back to doing normal streams. Although I will not say that I haven't had a good time making this. That's better. Now, I believe I was a dumbass and I altered the original ones, which means the beginning is also going to be different. Yeah. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because originally there was some phasing problems because I had like intermediate levels of mix on the gross beat. And because gross beat messes with time, this means there's delay issues and phasing happens. So that's why it sounded kind of weirdly like it was depressed, but still doing stuff. That's why it was happening. That's better. Let's actually make this one 2 bars. Or 2 beats, rather. Yoink. Cool town. Population us. And then I also want to change the end note of this to be a rise from your grave. Can't even hear it because it got turned down. That's why that never happened. Okay.
Aaron doesn't hate anybody.
Nope. I'm not capable of hate. Unless you kill my dog, then I hate you.
Yeah, guys, stop killing our dog.
Yeah, what the fuck?
His KDR is bad enough as it is.
My buds are my buds, okay?
Oh God.
Right?
Is that your fans' names, Buds?
Maybe.
Just wow. Such enthusiasm.
Hey man, mine are the gay whales, so not judging. And okay, someone can I zoom in on my glasses? Yes,
I
but
saw
I'm not
that.
going to do that. I was going to say something relevant to something that we were talking about. Oh yeah, so one of you mentioned on a previous stream that the reason why gay life TV shows up in related channels on my channel is probably because of this conversation you're having right now. You know, all them metrics and algorithms that determine what you guys apparently are interested in.
Oh my god, I never even thought of that.
I didn't either. One of them did.
I was wondering why your related video is always this like gay live TV or something.
I didn't think anything of it. And then someone decided to clue me in. For those of you who watch on YouTube and aren't around for the stream, if you go to the stream page, when I'm not there, you could probably still see the related channels and like recommended channels. Like if you like this page, you'll like this, and it's Gay Life TV. So that's what's up.
That's perfect.
Y'all brought this on yourself. All right, so what I want to bring in a fill from over here. This guy. I can go over there. Floink. Of course, it's not going to do anything because the gross beat's on the master. Yeah, so this means this last little thing is going to go away. The fuck? Oh. Go away. Nice. I approve of this message. first thing I'm going to do. Make unique, make unique, make unique. This making unique business that I keep doing is why in Bass Antics, before I pruned it down to be an FLP in FL Studio, had like 300 automation clips because I kept making unique, and then I delete them because I didn't want to use them, but they'd still be there. So actually, I wonder how many I have. Let's try to link a controller and see the list. Aha! So not so much, not a huge amount.
So trying to figure out how the fuck people are getting my Skype name.
Yeah, that's fairly uncommon.
You know, that's kind of creepy.
My Skype name is not easy to figure out, so...
It's just a little creepy.
All right, what I want is there's a name for this particular kind of rhythm where you do dotted eighth notes. And BT told me, because he uses actual terms for things because he knows them all. And I forgot. It's a T. It sounds like triseo. That actually might be what it's called, triseo. It's when you do this sort of rhythm. And he makes a joke about how deadmau5 invented eighth notes because of how he uses it. So when you do this sort of thing where it's third eighth, and then two normal eighths. And of course, you would normally see this in a piano roll just as freaking out is what you would see it as. Let's go to someplace empty. You would see it as like this. This sort of arrangement. It's apparently called a triseo. Or triseo, to triseo. I don't know if it's a verb or a noun. Could be both. Why not both? I'm doing a little mini version because I can. That's what I heard in my head. See, that's one benefit of learning music theory is that you can identify what you're hearing in your head when you hear something cool. You're like, oh, I heard this great melody and whatever, but I can't even begin to think about what notes they are. And if you know things like, if you can identify intervals and scale degrees, then you can pretty much translate any melody you can think of or hear and do a pretty good job of it. And I honestly think ear training is fun, to be honest. Like when I was in college, the teacher would like play an interval and be like, doo-doo, 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 and we would like say what intervals they are. Chords are harder. Like when the second you start doing triads and you're like, that's a first inversion, that's a second inversion. Then you do fucking 4-note chords, and then like that's a third inversion 7 chord, and like, jazz. Let's do the back. Nope, get out of side mode. I'm still in side editing or step editing rather. Let's do the opposite. Blah, blah, blah. There it is. I'll make the Y modulation, which is controlling the secondary modulation on the high harmonic on the carrier of the Vocodex bass, if you were wondering. I'm going to make this follow the pattern. That sounds wet. That's not doing what I want to do. Shift, you bastards. Okay, shift. Am I not in slip mode? I am in slip mode. You do. Alright, now you're just being dicks. You're supposed to be able to... What do I do, like this? Oh, I see. You can't do it in slip mode. If you're not in slip editing mode, apparently, and you hit shift, and 2 points that are close to each other, you can do this, which are cool. And if you were in stretch mode, it would actually warp the 2 points. It would warp the 2 audio files if it's 2 separate audio files around the point. If it's the same audio file, it will cause all the problems that have ever existed in mankind.
So what, you have to make unique or what?
Yeah, that's what you would need to do. Actually, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll just do that right now just to show what happens. So make unique a sample, which is taking forever because my computer apparently hates streaming and doing this at the same time. And now there's two files, and if I engage stretch and then hit shift, now it's stretching to 2 points. Which is pretty, and if you hit alt, then you can do it, elastically. And of course, since it's in resample mode, it's doing it perfectly, but if you wanted to maintain pitch and you set it to something like pro default, and then try to do it, chances are it would not be as accurate. Yeah, that happens. Of course, if you're doing this kind of stuff specifically with a vocal file, actually, I guess you could do this with anything, but Newtone, which I don't know if it's a free plugin, but Newtone does this better. This apparently was designed, Newtone 2, which is a free update, I think was designed specifically to make that easier. I have yet to try this, honestly, but I've seen it in use. I haven't really had a reason to do this in a long time. So that's what's up with that. This note. Looking at the chat for a second to see if anyone's asking anything important other than Jesus Christ M808.
Made 08.
Made 08. Ha ha ha. That's pretty good.
They're so funny.
Banksy is making a fan fiction. Potato King only comes to the chat. I believe that. Yeah. Well, I'll leave the QA for the after show, I guess. Actually, I was talking with Shaun about last week's stream because the idea of having guests on air was not something I was prepared for, and it actually worked out way better than I thought it would. And we got talking about how you can integrate this sort of thing into future things. And one of the things that I thought of was having callers come on, like it would be like a radio show, or like a podcast or whatever. If you've never had a radio in your life, you can I'll set up something with Skype or whatever. So if you can call, then you could come on, ask a question or say something, some topic or whatever, and then I can address it. And we'll see how that works when we're finally done with making this track streams. And I'll have a test or something at some point. Stop, damn it. Make unique. I need this chord. Variation. It's kind of neat. Let's double that in octave. It's a bit much. Let's double it in some chords of some kind. So E minor 3, tonic 5, a bug, F and A, E. It's also the 5. This is the 4. That's the 5. It's the 5 of the 6, which is that. That's when stuff gets confusing. So that's not a note. That's cool. That worked. Of course, I was arranging it like it's a 1 chord, but it's not. It's a 6 chord, as you can see by the tonic being in the gray here. Which, by the way, if you don't know what this is, I have note helpers engaged, which shows ghost channels, and if you double right-click on the ghost channel, it will go there, which is super cool. Double right-click. How often do you do that in any app ever? Yeah. I like that. Let's change up this automation too. Oops, this is not a new one. Yeah. Forgetting what I'm doing. Narrating my mind. Worked out better than I thought it would. Learning new things about basing. The ADSR section is right there. Right where? I mean, there's a lot of ADSR options for like everything ever. Yo, man, connector performance is hard. I'm working on it. No. All right. I'm going to try something else, which I have no idea this is going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway. Another cool thing that you can do in FL and the piano roll. Well, I'll figure out what I'm going to do with this guy in a second, but make unique, motherfucker. Wait, I have a bass and a bass? Yeah. Good job, me. Don't need that. So right now, if you ever wondered what the color business was about, if you looked at it, you see there's a whole bunch of options, and they do different things. Like they're basically different MIDI channels that you can assign to stuff. And for some plugins, they have specific stuff like all this jazz, and this is specific for Harmor. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make each of these notes a different MIDI channel. And why would I do that? And that's because I can bend them individually. That's what I'm going to do. It might sound cool, it might sound the worst, but we'll find out. I can change the color by double-clicking on it and going in here. So this one's green, this one's the other green, this one's a green-bluish thing, and this one's blue, just to ensure that you're ultimately confused about which one's which. Now, if you click on it, it's gonna, have it in paint the one that you're working with, which is good. And then, so I'll click on it, and then double click on the new one, and select slide. So now it's a slide note. So this is a 1 chord. Are we in D? We are in D. I thought we were in E. That's because I was making a 6 chord. I made a minor 2. Why did I do that? Ugh. Never mind. Any of that business. It worked. Music theory basically boils down to it worked, and this is why, but you can basically just stop at it worked. You don't really need to know why. So yeah, click, make, slide. So the point is I want to start at a chord and I want to end at a chord. So it's going to slide in the middle. And hopefully the act of individual notes sliding in different directions will sound cool. This honestly isn't something I do a whole lot because as you can see, it requires a bit of prepping. So if we go to 1, what's the next chord? It's still just a 1. So I'll go to 3. That's what I'll do. I'll go to a 3 chord, the minor 3. Although, because we're in a minor key, the 3 is minor anyway, so you don't need to say minor 3. But I do anyway because I don't think of things as being in a set key. I just think of it as being in a tonic. And all notes are fair game because I came from heavy metal, and basically wrong notes were right notes. That's what that means. So it means 1 to 3, 1 being D, 3 being F. 4 to 5, 1 to 3, and then 3 to 6. No. No.
That sounds glorious.
It does sound glorious. And I also forgot, see, I wanted to slide different directions. I'm basically sliding in the same direction. So let's do something a bit more extreme. Let's go to a... So wait, C is not 6, it's the 7. I am the best at this theory shit. It's okay, fine, let's go to 7. So C, C, G, C. Get our own little mini THX going on. All right, let's have some arrive there faster, just to add to the clusterfuck. Huh? That actually kind of works. This is like a strummed slide. That was sure a lot of time spent for that effect. If you're ever wondering about how you do the THX sound, that's how you do it. You slide things in different directions. Seamless, will you do a sound design with Harmor? Will you do sound design with Harmor, like a how to create a sound in your head series? Well, I'm not exactly a psychologist, so what works for my head, it's probably not going to work for yours. I mean, it might. I'm not totally sure how to interpret that, so I'll make that a solid maybe. All right, so that was the 7 chord. That means going back into the 7 after hitting the 1 sounds kind of weird. So that was a bad idea. This was a bad idea. Or maybe it was a good idea, just using the wrong spot.
Maybe I should do a sound design on Massive.
You should, because you're a lot better at it than I am. It's already unique. Why? I should start at a 7 and go to a 1. That's what I should do. All right, so I basically had to invert this. I'm going to do this like this. G, C, G, and C. G, C, G, and C. This is basically a straight up 1 power chord with a 3 on top. F, right. All right. Yes, I just got to change the bass. That was kind of cool. I think what I'll do here is adjust the end times of these notes so there's a bit of space. Man, that was cool. And if I want to go even further with the fuckedness, I can change other note parameters like panning. Have them be different for each note. I think I'll do that just to ruin people's lives. You're down here. And yes, come out from outside and into center. So in doing so, I want these to be way bigger. Actually, I guess the middle ones need to be bigger because of this store strummed business that I'm doing. Because the lower one gets. I accept. I should resample a screenshot of the chat. I actually have a pretty okay idea of how that would sound. And it's not wonderful. 10,000, 20,000 hardcore sausage patenters. How's that for a remix? And this guy's been doing the same pattern for 30 years, so let's give it something new. This is the bass, right? Yeah. So I actually want to do that after I do the high one. Why not? I still have this thing. The last how to bass was actually on how to make this sound here. The double FM sound. This guy's gonna get some automation changes. This is not gonna be a terceo, it's just gonna be 8 notes. Doop 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 doop. Or doop 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 doop. Come on
You
now.
could use my method of doop 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 derp.
Actually kinda sounds like he's saying 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make it super sharp, comparatively. No. A little bit of cool bleed over on here. You can barely hear because it's side chaining. So actually I might do a cool little sets this guy, move that here. Sudden breakbeat. Ha! I kind of like that.
What is your obsession with breakbeat lately?
Not lately. I was born in it. You just adopted the breakbeat. I was born in it, molded by it, and the Matrix. I think I got that quote right. Let's see how that flows. Oh, no. No. That ended up not being as cool as I thought it would be.
Sounds a little messy.
Just a little. Let's make this a low one, because honestly it sounds better lower anyway. Make this one longer. Sure. Of course I said sure the first time, and look how that turned out. As long as it's just. Kind of works. I feel like if that weird breakbeat transition is going to happen, it has to happen at the end of 4 bars. Although starting with it has a cool novelty. Like I could go with either way, honestly. Shouldn't have said that, but I did.
Jesus Christ, how many times are you going to ask me about doing sound design on Our Unstoppable Love? Seriously.
Hey man, if you want to do a how to bass, I could feature you on a how to bass.
Massive is so much complicated than I'd like to explain.
Hey, well, you learn stuff about stuff when you are forced to explain it. I mean, a whole bunch of videos I've done, I've talked, like, while I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, that's how you do that thing. That's unrelated to what I'm talking about. Or sometimes related to what I am talking about, and then I have to redo the video because I'll make shit what I'm talking about is stupid. I'll leave that. I don't care. I'm leaving it. I like it.
That door opening, Aaron.
No, it's my chair.
Oh, the chair.
What is this weird alien text showing up in the chat?
What?
This weird
Oh,
alien text.
Christ.
Someone is asking me, what system am I running? I must have mentioned it a billion times over the course of my life, but I'll do it again. i7 3770 3.5 gigahertz quad core, 32 gigabyte, 1600 megahertz of RAM, 256 gigabyte Samsung 840 as my SSD main drive, two Crucial M4s, 512 RAID 0 into 1 terabyte streaming disk, a whole bunch of random hard drives, like hard disk hard drives, and a GTX 670 as a video card. That's my rig. And it's obviously not cutting it with this project. Although it runs like butter when I'm not streaming, so I guess that's what really counts. This guy. Just for shits, I'm going to replace this guy with another vocal, and it's going to sound weird. Oh, where's Nucleon saying yeah?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit too low for his voice, but that's okay, because I can change that. Let's change that with resampling. Or without resampling, I suppose. The beginning of that was cool, so let's just chop that and use it again. And change the secondary FM. A little momentary difference in the tone. I think what I'll do is I'll actually layer in one of these in here really quietly. Whoa, still have stretch on. Okay. Make turn your ass down. Actually, even better, what I'll do is I'll have it on, but I'll high pass it. So that I can... Where's the high pass? But there's this. That's the low pass. There's no... because it's not a sample. So I don't get the sampler window options. Balls. Well, how many mixer inserts am I using? I can just probably just throw in one, right? Yeah, let's wait a shit out here. See, I'm doing this because the yeah sample doesn't have a lot of high frequency action going on as much as the oh yeah sample. So
That sounded so on point.
Oh my god.
Sounded like perfect.
you can tell I've been listening to them for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
At least I think that's Nucleon saying that. He's a guy that works for ImageLine.
So easy.
That's right.
Spin it again.
It's a smash hit.
I was improvising. I remember that. House music.
House music. Shit's awesome.
That would sound kind of cool, like pitched down, like.
Well, I actually made a bass out of oh yeah, or being yeah.
The house music one.
Oh,
House music.
that was pretty good. Aaron, are you listening to the Skype audio or the stream audio?
Skype.
Okay. It's a little better. House music.
House music.
House music.
House music.
I was improvising. I remember that.
Music! Baby.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Rock me, baby. Rock me, baby.
Don't do it, Aaron.
Rock me, Amadeus.
Alright, I will.
Respect.
Respect.
And we push it.
I don't know if that's him.
And we push it.
We need a beat.
Guys, we need a beat.
Spin it.
That's right.
You and me.
That's right.
Oh, man, I miss the super duper, super whooper hooper old
Super whooper
vocals.
whooper.
We have a 138 in progress.
It was a nightmare.
Infectious.
That guy. Was that him? That was him this whole time?
Infectious.
That sounds like him.
I'm just scratching.
Check this out.
That's
Fucking,
right.
it was a nightmare sample. Fuck's
It was a
sakes.
nightmare.
Yep.
You think that was cool?
I made a project like 30 years ago that used almost all of these samples at once.
What's this knob do?
That one was pretty good.
Check this out.
That's right. I'll give you pleasure.
Because that's not suggestive.
I'll give you what? Pleasure?
Pleasure. That's what it says.
Oh, it lagged on Skype.
Division plus master beat.
That sample apparently has been overused for a billion years.
We have a 1.
Activate.
That also sounds like him, huh?
Melting to the imprisoned image of a damaged mind, ravaged by an unforgiving time, expressed divinely by a man, not a god, but
That goes on for quite a while. Anywho, now we're done doing that. Oh, where use my demo project? Where's the that's not true, or that's true. That's not true. Yeah. Ah, these are just the loops. Ah, break a leg and a ligament. I love that shit. I fell 3 freaking samples. Moving on. I know what needs to happen here. I like how these are called merged clips because at one point I decided that that was going to be the chord progression and then it would all be in one pattern. And now it's like 1,000 different patterns anyway because I keep doing this. So the idea that that was more organized just went out the window. So that means that not only have I made a whole bunch of merged clips, but the clips that were merged are still there. They're still in the patterns list somewhere. And they're just going to stay there until I decide to come out with this thing. Let's see, let's look at the list. There are currently 73 active patterns.
That wasn't fake Muzzy, by the way. That was actually Muzzy coming in and saying sorry he couldn't be here. Whoever said it was fake.
Oh, he's not coming in?
Yeah, he came in the chat and said that he's trying to sort out his machine.
Ah. I did not notice that he came and said that. See, this is one of those moments where this can only be working. This will only work if there's a tad little break in the beat. That one doesn't work out so well, though. Might if I do this. Nope, it still sounds dumb. Damn it. Hit space, damn it. Stop. I will punch you or in non-corporeal existence. This needs to be more. It's more. I don't need that going on. I do need 2 of these, but not in the way that you think. It's already unique? Why? There's like nothing different. Unless I made it unique and I forgot that I did a second ago. I see what I was doing.
That blue screen, though, Aaron.
Actually, it died.
Oh.
No. It died. Let's get more slidey action in here. And this one might as well have full kicks at the end. That's probably a little bit much in a sidechain, but I can fix that by doing this. That guy's
Oh,
gross.
God.
What?
I'm just watching chat.
What's happening in chat now?
Aaron's got a stalker.
Just one. Do a tutorial series on my drums. Maybe. I kind of filed drums under the same way I consider mixing and EQing, in the sense that I can talk about how I do it, but that's not necessarily a very universal thing. And I'm careful to be giving out information with the idea that it's officially the method of doing so, when it's not, because it's just how I do things. And lots of people, especially percussion, lots of people nitpick my stuff on that. Like, as you may have noticed, the Black Sun Empire and Noisia remix that me and Shaun did, I put the preview up, and like 30% of the comments were about how the snare wasn't great.
I'd just like to add, I had nothing to do with the drums on that track.
Yes. Shaun's contributions were good, were helpful, but they were not the drums. I did the drums and the mastering. So all those complaints can be forwarded to me.
Please forward all complaints to management under the name of Seamless.
I am the supervisor. This is already a unique one, right? Yes. I like that. It warns you that it's. See, I actually used to not know why it did that. If I made something unique, it's like, this is the only version of it here. Why would you want to make it unique? And now I really appreciate it, because sometimes I don't know if I've already made it unique. 'Cause I do it so often. Man, sometimes I'm grossed out by the sounds I make. Which I guess is a good thing. You know, sometimes they make this unique. Yes. La, 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 la. How many viewers do we have?
I don't know.
143.
Mine says 151.
Okay, well that's cool. That's good. We're about where we were last week. He. I do think I want to make a little bit of a homogeneousness in the sound. Control B.
Damn, that delay on the stream. Like, I really just noticed how bad it is.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. That's actually how I used to do one-on-one tutorials, and it was really bad before I realized I could do it with Skype. Lots of numbers in the chat. Brian Withane says gross beat in the drop. I know that there's a gross beat in the drop. I'm pretty sure I know that. But what did you want to know? How or why or with what? And I also know how to pronounce her name. I decided to pronounce it like that because I thought it was funny. If I had gross beat continue to jump around post animation and close my audio clips correctly, digging the furthest points of the way ends that were the source of stuff beat glitch or something. Oh, use gross beat in the drop. I might do that. To talk about Seth's point about how automation tends to not close properly. If it's before the automation clip, then it like in the song, it doesn't know that it's closed. If it's after the automation clip, then somewhere there's some controller that's telling it that it's still open. When you make an automation clip on something, it sets whatever value that it makes the automation clip as the initial level of that controller. So even when the clip goes away, whenever you stop the song and start it again, it'll snap to that control value, and it'll do that in the beginning until it runs into the automation clip and controls it. You can either set a new value by moving it around and then clicking init song with this position. As far as I know, I guess override. I don't actually know what override generic link does, but it's talked about in the manual. As far as I'm aware, at least I have never gotten it so that it removes that sort of initialized position stuff. So I've also never really run into problems with it, so I don't really care. But the manual probably talks about how to deal with that, and I believe it's related to the override generic link stuff. That might have something to do with controller linking to like actual physical controllers that conflict with some setting that is used for something. I don't know. Fragment. Talk about lack of a quick track freeze. There is a way to do that. Like for example, if I wanted to freeze this sound, what I would do is I would select this part here, and then I would find this guy, because this is a Vocodex base setup, so that means it's two inserts linked to a third insert, and then I would select this here, this save to disk option, and then I'll go to disk recording and render the WAV files, and then there's a whole bunch of options or whatever. So if I hit do it, it brings up this, and it has more rendering options, and then I'll do it. And I hope this doesn't kill everything. It might. Okay, there it goes. It basically did a little mini render, and when all the windows are done opening up, you'll see that it actually put the file here. And because I didn't tell it to, it gave me the tail as well. So this is the frozenness of that track. And then because I routed it, because that track was routed to the sidechain channel, that's where it automatically is routed. So that's how that works. If you didn't know. I mean, I didn't know actually until recently. It's not something I tend to need to do. Aaron's getting fans.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's listen to this drop from the start. This guy's got to be something different. What am I doing here? Oh, I attempted to do the dual channel. Oh god, do the dual channel things. Is there two happening at once? I don't understand. There is. Okay. That's not the one I wanted. Buddygirl is misleading and you should feel bad. might just do that. One thing I think I will never do is that thing where the house track, like it's like a house track thing where there's chords, and then at the end of every 4 beats, there's like the chords pitch shift down. I'm probably never going to do that. It's not something I like. I mean, it might have been something I liked, but damn, is it overused. Kind of like, what's that snare that they have in all the big room tracks? Has a
Talking about that
name.
fucking.
Yeah, the boom, 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 spam, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom. It's got a name. Like it's a thing people use a lot. In fact, I bet someone in the chat will know. Pride of snare. That's the one. Prides. Have you used Pro Tools? You've used Pro Tools, Sean.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I mean, it's good. Like, Aaron's a fucking huge super fan for it, but I would use it in the instance of working with a band or working with like a pop artist or something if I was doing one of their tracks. But for electronic music, I would never touch it.
Yeah, I figure it's mostly just a hardcore recording platform. Kind of dealy. I actually really dig that break now. The little mini break. Damn you, Control B. Okay. So if you have no idea what just happened, you might, if you've ever tried to do this. I had the time selected, and then I also had a note selected. And when you hit Control B, it interprets the end of your selection as the time selection. So that means that when I hit Control B, it'll put the thing over here. And it'll also move the time selection for some reason. And however, if I don't have that selected and I have this selected, it will put it at the end of that, which is what I wanted to do. And that's not what it did. Because of what I just said. So now you know. I forget that jazz a lot. Laser pattern needs one note at the end, like at the drop, or the down rather, the downbeat. Maybe, but you wouldn't be able to hear it anyway because it gets sidechained. Which I guess I could change, but I didn't really want to. The sidechain is still too much in this guy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this whole thing a build. A kick build. Like so.
Looks like you're also going to be doing another episode of this.
We got 20 minutes. I could close it out, or I could just keep going. It's not like I have anything better to do right now. And it's also weird not looking at something for like a whole week. That came out weird. You know what? This is make this the same thing it was. I think I might do a little break here. And by that, I actually mean a break. And I won't change basses. I will stay chords. Am I doing that entirely in this pattern? Yes. Boy, am I ever. No. Ghost channels, yo. That didn't work out as well as I thought it would. Alt-Z! I also realized I just had been editing the top. Okay, you can stop undoing now. Jesus. All my ideas fail. Ugh. The guitar, that's what's missing. Guitar.
I think every VST is actually really good for the most part if you know how to properly use them.
Yeah, like what I try to do when I do tutorials, especially for things like Citrus, is I try to make it as universal as possible for all things that are FM synthesizers. Because really, what we're using, it's not about Citrus; it's about FM synthesis. And there are some differences between FMA and Citrus. Like FMA has the whole effects suite attached to it, and Citrus has some, but not to the degree that FMA does. And you can do things with that are different. And you can make different sounds, but the core synthesis type is universal. Like FM synths largely work the same way, and it's the same with subtractive synths. Like Massive is sort of you can do subtractive synth things with Massive. You know, if you load up like a saw oscillator and saw square and sine square and all that stuff, but triangles. But the wavetable stuff makes it a very different animal, and it makes it hard. I don't want to talk about Massive. Never mind. But and also like Harmer does what it does based on additive synthesis, and it's unfortunate that there's not really a decent like analogous VST outside of it that does what it does. But if there were, you would largely be able to do what you do anyway if you understand additive synthesis and not just how Harmer works. So like you could take the knowledge that you learn from using Harmer and apply it to something like Alchemy, and you'll get farther than you would if you did not do that. And it has nothing to do with them being two different VSTs. They both work on the same platform. So if you understand the platform, you're much better off. And suddenly, VSTs stop being different worlds. They are just different looks on the same world, except for Massive, because Massive is Massive. That's what I say about stuff like that. That's still the old melody. And I think I did that because I have the guitar, but I didn't care this time, so I'll take this and bring it over here. See, last time I started off with just the guitar, and then I built into the melody, so this time I'm going to start with the melody with the guitar, and I'm going to build into a stacked melody. Now, because I'm doing this with the synth, I very much think I should be able to get a decent harmony going. So it might not.
Slayer 2 is pretty good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I like if you combine Slayer 2 with Guitar Rig, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. That's actually how I got a lot of my oldest guitar tones, was that I used Slayer and dry guitar samples. Because you can do a dry guitar in Slayer, it's kind of crappy, but you can run it through guitar amplifying, like emulation, like Guitar Rig, and you'll get a much better result than if you just use Slayer by itself.
Yeah, I personally dislike Slayer, but Slayer 2, I don't know, I played with it a little bit. It's pretty cool. I liked it, and then when I combined it with Guitar Rig, it comes out sounding pretty legit.
Daggod, the God Pigeon, which I actually accidentally read as being Dad Pigeon first, so that's kind of what I think of you as now. Asked how I came up with my name. It was a gaming tag thing I used for playing Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, and I decided to keep that up because I actually wasn't planning on being someone who needed to have an artist alias, because I was going to be a recording engineer, and that was just going to be my name. Let's just use my name. But that's not how this shit works, so Seamless it is.
Massive is a pretty powerful synth. It's very powerful, in fact. If you know how to properly use everything in Massive, it's amazing.
Yep, Massive is a pretty good leg up. And yes, I have seen Full Metal Alchemist. Some say his beard has his own Passport. I approve of your spelling of beard, by the way. All right, did I make this unique? I did. Very good. Let's begin the harmonizing. That's gonna be fun. Because that's the 5. I thought we were in E again. Ugh. We're in D. E. What's E? It's the 2. So I'll put the 4. That's the 5. Let's do 4. Because it might sound cool. F. It's a 3. So also the 5? So it's 6 and the 5. Kind of works. Sounds like really intensely intense. Does it work? Fuck. E. That's fine. It's basically just transpose up a 5th. If I were to follow that trend. Of course, some of these notes don't make sense in... Actually, they all make sense in D. Let's do that, see what it sounds like. Sounds like shit, is what it sounds like. Harmonizing may not have been the best plan. See, that's the 6, right? Because so that should be that's the correct harmonization. 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 1 again. You know what? Octave it is. And I'm gonna do this by copying and pasting again because I have fucked the pooch. Tone 2 Firebird.
I love Tone 2 Firebird, actually.
I don't know what that is. Have heard of Tone 2 because I guess AU5 was doing something with them, like beta testing something, and he was posting about it. Now, what's cool about this is that I cloned the lead, which means it's actually going to ignore all the automation for the other one, because it's a whole new patch. So it actually has no linked automation, so that's why it sounds different. And that's pretty much automatically what I was going to do anyway. That can go ahead and jai. Where is it? Oh, it's this guy. I never pushed it back. What? That could fade out sooner. What if I had that not at all? Then it ends awkwardly. Actually, I think I might know what to do. I'll take this and just move it over a little bit. They didn't make that while I was there. They made that when Savant was there, which is not the same day. Whoa. You go away, you make unique. You get messed up because you're in sub-edit mode. That bass needs to do the opposite of what it's doing. But this is the outro. That filter's not even on. Turn on, filter. Getting lost in my project. Oh, and this is the wrong ARP. And that's the wrong ARP too. This is all the wrong. Where's the new ARP? It's over here. I'm linking this ARP to the old ARP's time and gate controls because they're still there. Now this guy's gonna get some filterage happening. I think actually what I might do is put a bandpass on it. Or like a... maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Of course I can't hear it, but that's okay. Actually, no, not that. a phaser, and a high pass. Or a flangus. Flangus. Flanginanimanimus. Crossover, huge. Dry, opposite. Spread, massive. Delay, not. Damn it. That's more or less what I wanted. Create automation clip. We're kind of arpeggioing it again.
Hooray!
And now high pass. The highest pass. Then also I want to low pass it out. Let's have a lot of resonance for that, because why not? Create automation clip for this as well. So you're not on. Alright, so I need frequency of the high pass and frequency of the low pass. Automation clips as far as the eye can see. So you're pretty much good. Let's actually bring you in here. Bring you on like so. This is the high pass. You're gonna start way up here. Could have sworn that was the high pass, but I guess it's not. That's actually the low pass. That's also low pass. Whatever, they're all on, it's fine. Are they both low pass filters? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. This needs to come down a lot sooner. By a lot, I mean 4 bars. Harp should actually fade out with the melody. Because the melody sounds weird by itself. I might put some filter on that too, because it sounds kind of weird. Is this the bass? That's the bass. It's down there. This is a little pass on the harp. That should be the correct melody. To this guy. And oh, I think I know what I'm gonna do with El Arbo. Where the hell is it? Oh, hello, Shimmer. Put the shift in the correct place, correct-ish place. Feedback up in a minute. Okay. The shit's. That's the wrong. That's the. That's the lead, not melody. Fade out, totally. That's what I wanted. All right, now ARP reverb is going to come in here. And you're actually going to have a huge size. I could automate this, actually. I wonder if I do what that'll sound like if I do that. Oh. Tools, macros, last touched. Tools, last tweaked. It's already there. Yeah. Great automation clip. So you get the change over time. Slightly. And then, of course, the level will go up over time. That business happening at the end there is actually the result of this thing. So let's have less of that at the end. I actually kind of like that weird pitch modulation at the end, although it's probably because it's pitch modulation on the shimmer. Kind of keep forgetting that. I need to filter out the melody too, because it sounds weird to end on something that has that much high frequency content in it. So you get a low pass filter. This is just all about the filters, man. And the mix, because they're not going to turn on until right then. And, okay. Maybe that'll work. See what I did where I cut the ARP off right before I did the lead in and the progression, so that it only plays the tonic chords right at the very end there. But I think I actually need to cut it off further because it gets really fadey here. So I think what I might do is just make it tonic this whole time. That felt good. I see Buddygirl defending FL's good name in the chat.
Sounds like FL is a good DAW. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it didn't start that way. I mean, the super history of FL being that it used to just be a drum sequencing plugin, like it wasn't even a DAW. You know, there's that. But even when it was a DAW, like I started using it in FL4, and like I think that really is when it started being its full-on DAW form. I mean, that's basically where this UI is from. It's from FL4 because FL3 looked drastically different.
Yeah.
And FL3 was functional, you know, and that's kind of where all the bad, like, sort of, oh, this is a toy kind of thing comes from. It's from FL3.
Well, and the fact that its name originally was Fruity Loops, but that was because it was a drum machine.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it was all about looping. And also it was all about how the developers were from Belgium, and they didn't actually know that Fruit Loops was a cereal.
Yeah. I started when Fruity Loops was a drum machine, so.
Quite. And so, stigma get, but boy has it grown. Like, automation clips didn't exist till FL5. FL4, the whole big thing was that you could have audio clips. You had a playlist. Did you have a playlist in FL3? You had the you had the block playlist, but then you had an audio clip playlist in FL4, and that was the big new thing. FL5 had automation clips, and the FPC that was introduced. I was really happy about that because I was really big on slicer programming, like programming drums with notes and not a sequencer. And so you could do that with the FPC pretty easily. And of course, there was also a cool layer trick you could do with percussion that kind of I didn't actually know until FL5 because the demo project for FL5 had a version where they made it with FPC and then a version where they made it with the layer trick. And I feel like the person who made that probably made it with the layer trick first, and then they're like, oh, you should do this with FPC to show it off, and then they did that version. That's kind of how
whoever said something about cracking it back in the day, when FL first came out, when Fruity Loops first came out as a drum machine, it was free. No, yeah. Aaron's interface is going nutty again.
Yes, for those watching on YouTube, you're missing out on Buddygirl talking to everybody actually in the chat. That's what she's been doing. All right, so let's listen to this track from the beginning and see how long we can get before the underruns kill us all. But this is pretty good for stuff. And then I'll have to listen to it at full volume to see if like what mix problems there are, because I'm sure there are plenty. But here we go. And the filter's on. Cool. So remember that problem I was talking about earlier about how FL doesn't know about the original freaking automation clips? Well, this is one of these things. It knew that it was on, and that's all it knew. So I'm going to initiate with the off position, and then it's not going to turn on until it hits that animation clip at the end, which is this guy. Even though it begins at the off position. It doesn't know that until it gets there. So, yeah. And the ARP has freaking Valhalla engaged. Knit with this position. You saw me doing little bits of edits and stuff on the fly there. I was just changing elements that I didn't like as I was hearing them. And I also realized that I need some kind of crashy thing to happen. And I realized I do have crashes I could use. Yeah, sure. guy's filters are all on too. Initiate song position, initiate song position. And I was also wondering, do I have reverb on these chords? I do. I'm not so sure I like it. That's... What? That was probably because... Alright, reverb's up here. It's a little better, I think. So this guitar thing, the way that I engineered the fade is that I was controlling the volume of the sample, which is pre-distortion, which means that eventually it will go to the bottom, but it doesn't actually fade in so much as it loses tone for a second and then shuts up. So I think I need to actually do an actual fade on it, because what's happening is not cutting it. Now, how much you want to bet this is initiating at 0 volume? Yep. Oh, because it fades before, too. This guy, which I killed it at that point. Right, because I was doing the other crazy ARP, which was enough for it to be by itself, but this guy not so much. Much better. I had that loop there. Shaun, you changed your name. I just noticed that. I dig.
Sounds pretty good.
Right, Onsky. Alright, so next is the part where I listen to it a lot at full volume and I do the mix. And I don't think I'm going to do that on stream because I've done almost everything I'm going to do already on the mix. And I forget which episode, which was probably the 3rd or 4th. One of the early ones because I tend to do the mastering chain when I do the drop. So this has been on for a while. So, like, sonically, not much is going to change. I'm just going to rein in some EQing things, which you might not even hear over the stream, honestly. Because I don't know how I actually... Well, the sound quality has been pretty good on the YouTube. So I'm assuming that the stream is okay. And stuff. I'm not going to make the FLP free, damn it. I got to make money somehow. And it's just pay what you want. You can pay, like, a cent. Jeez.
Come on now, guys.
Although, I also want to point out, if you pay less than 17 cents, I don't actually get any money. So, Just letting you know about that.
Yeah, now that's on your conscience. How about that?
It's actually not something I knew until Toby pointed that out to me. Toby Emerson, owner of Black Octopus Sound. Something to do with PayPal, but yeah. Oh yeah, and people saying I can't pay. Surprised eyes. The idea is it's pay what you want, which means the operative term is pay, and paying $0.00 is an oxymoron.
That's not paying.
Indeed, logic.
That's-
I use
that's-
it.
That's
Yeah.
just dumb.
Yeah.
What kind of monitors do I use? I use KRK ST8s.
Ew.
Your face.
Ew.
Hey, you know what? If you want to give me your atoms, I'll take them. I'll take them.
The ribbon tweeters, though.
Man, you know, like, if I was rich, I would give everybody atoms, but
Tell you what, though, these ST8s are a huge step up from what I was using.
man, I'm telling you, like, whenever you come out to LA or whatever, in the near future, and you listen to the atoms, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, I gotta get some of these.
Well, you know,
They're very
what's funny?
shiny.
Well, what's funny is that when I went to BT's place, his studio wasn't done. It wasn't done being built. So we were in like a room, like a cube. It wasn't a studio. It wasn't even sound treated or anything. And he had like portable monitors. They're really small. I don't remember what they were. He had this great big huge monitor like control thing. It had like all the routing options and a huge like volume knob on it. It was crazy. And he monitors so loud. He's just, like so, and there's a subwoofer too. So it was like earth shattering whenever we worked on anything.
I rarely turn my sub on until I'm doing the master, and otherwise it's never on.
The research I did into having subwoofers yielded that I'm pretty much not in an environment where I could effectively use one, or I would use it and it would more impair my understanding of the subfrequencies than I would be able to mix it. Because like, apparently you gotta do a whole bunch of crap to have a sub and use it properly. And I have done none of it.
Oh God, Aaron,
I thought that was a cat.
it is a cat.
What have you done?
Exactly. She's killing the cat. That's what she always does.
Killing the cat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Buddygirl's cat.
Yeah.
Are you asking me seriously what monitors I use? Did I not just? That's what this discussion is.
Are you? All right, now. You need to pay attention.
Are you trolling me? Am I being trolled?
Yeah. Exactly.
Monster Cat wants my track. What are they gonna do with my track?
First Muzzies and the cat.
Oh boy. If you're in the business long enough, you will eventually develop some small amount, or if not a large amount, of hearing loss.
I get that. Like I figured that because you know when I first was aware of BT's presence, I looked him up and he's always doing humongous shows. And what are those if not the second loudest thing on Earth besides Krakatoa's eruption?
Yeah, I mean, my right monitors are actually 1 foot closer to me than my left monitors because the hearing in my right ear is just shittier.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that going on. My right ear has a little bit of brokenness to it, but see, I caught it early. Like my dad he's a drummer and he was also a woodworker. Like he likes to do carpentry stuff, like as a hobby. So as a child, he had a drum set in the basement and like band saws. So it was just like the loudest environment on earth. And so I quickly acclimated to having hearing protection at an early age. And so like I've never gone to a metal show without earplugs, and I don't monitor too loud. I mean, I do monitor kind of loud because it sounds good. And as much as I know that that's kind of dangerous, I still do it.
I think BT's been around for longer than 20 because I've been around for like 18.
BT's like 42.
Yeah.
His birthday was recent. And he was already big in the 90s. Like, he was already a big deal.
Yeah, BT's. I mean, he's been around longer than BT was already around whenever I was starting, and that was 18 years ago. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm gonna call this segment completed, and then next week we'll do something that's not this track, and then eventually it'll come out. I don't plan on putting it on some labels, but I mean I don't know if any of them would want it, considering this track has been very publicly created and public and very public. And I don't know how labels feel about stuff like selling FLPs. I feel like it's extremely not conducive to their business model.
Oh yeah, they hate you.
So I'm going to go ahead and doubt that is a thing for this track anyway. So
Fuck
next
the power.
week, what?
I said fuck the power.
Fuck the power.
I cracked FL Studio and discovered Seamless. LOL.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Nice.
That's, I mean, fuck, whatever.
Hey man, my mom bought me FL4 and I haven't paid for it since. And that was also back when Citrus came with FL Studio for free. I guess it was some kind of bundle. I didn't know because what did I know back then? Which is funny because the first couple of tutorials I had done, I was saying that Citrus was a free plugin. I'm like, yeah, you can do all this crazy FM stuff for free, and people were like, but it's not in my FL. What's going on? And I looked into it like, oh, it's not a free plugin anymore. That's sad because I've been sitting on it for 8 years before I knew how to use it and stuff. So I'm calling it. Those watching on YouTube, I do this live stream every Saturday at 6 p.m. EST -5 GMT. I might change that in the future because I arrived at this time and date via a poll on my Facebook page. And as numbers have grown since then, I figured at some point I might do another one just to see what the average consensus is on that sort of thing. Although I do kind of like my weekly schedule as it is, but I guess it doesn't really matter what day of the week my stream is because I don't have a job and I don't go to school. That's my life. Yeah. If you have any questions about any of the stuff, let me know. And as usual, have a nice day.